beautiful day, isn't it? And I want to find out where you are at the moment. I want to believe a lot of us are already in our workplaces. Now, the question is, do you enjoy your job? Obviously, for me here, it's a big yes. I love what I do. I don't know about you. But then another one is, do you enjoy the work environment, the ambience of your workspace? Well, I do. I don't know about you. But then, do we know that our work environment, the ambience, actually affects our productivity? The mental health of every single person in a work environment needs to be intact, at least to a level for you to bring out good output for your organization and for the nation. The program is Conversation. My name is Elizabeth, and we're going to be looking at women mental health in our workspaces. Of course, the men too. Will be carried on along as we move on. But then I want to find out, how was your weekend?
My weekend was lovely.
Yeah, lovely. I saw you with all your Shebi and your friends in a wedding. It was a beautiful one. Yes, Shew's wedding.
It was a beautiful
wedding.
Yes,
I enjoyed a bit of it. I was with you by extension.
Joy TV.
How was your weekend?
It was
midweek.
It was good. I worked throughout. I'm developing a new program, so that was all I did. Work.
That's a beautiful one.
My weekend was slow and peaceful.
I wish I was you.
It was peaceful. It was a nice, quiet weekend. I thank God.
It's beautiful to be that way. Now I want to ask a question. I took cognizance of the fact that a lot went on some weeks back. One of them was the issue of the Ibom Air. When it was happening, a whole lot of people had things to say, but I kept thinking about Coach Didi, and I said I was going to run it by you, because you talk to women and men, of course, and children about their mental health. I kept wondering what's going on in the minds of people watching, minds of the girl involved, minds of the people who are, all around it. I don't want to put accusing figure to anybody, but I'm just wondering, what's the state of the minds of the people who were involved there, Coach?
To be honest, I didn't watch it. Like you said, I'm very conscious of my mental health. I do not watch anything that will cause me unnecessary stress. I don't watch it.
I watched it.
Because by the time I heard the description of the video, I felt there was no need to watch it. But from what I heard from, descriptions of what happened, the girl, Comfort, I think that was her name.
Yes.
The air hostess who was supposed to have triggered it.
Mm-hmm.
To be honest, I can't really say what was their mental state because I am not them. But I do know we all carry baggage. I say it all the time. We all have invisible baggage that we carry. And sometimes one small thing, one trigger, will just let loose. So was it the air hostess? Was it the Comfort herself? Really, I cannot say. But the point is, people do have issues they're handling, they are going through. And sometimes you see, like I ask myself, from what I heard again, what could have led to all this drama?
True.
Because, yeah, it's true. If she was told to switch off her phone, and what I read again, she said it was on flight mode. Mm-hmm. And you're allowed to leave your phone on flight mode. So you see, it's just a trigger. That's how I see it.
When he came in, I remember Joy and I
we talked
about it, and she talked about mental health around it. He's in the court, so I'm not going to try to take side.
No, but you know what happened? People don't believe that she couldn't put off her phone, and I said, I can't put off my phone.
Even I can. Sometimes I don't know how to.
I don't know how to.
My iPhone, I don't know how to switch it off.
Look, it's not even my iPhone. The flip, I don't know how to put it off.
Oh, really?
So, but you see, I think the mistake she made was that if you know that you have it on flight mode, you shouldn't be watching a movie.
Yeah. True.
I think it happens to me, I put it in my bag. Because if they don't see that, but you see sometimes Nigerians don't know how to approach people. Yeah. So I think that was what triggered it. But everybody is talking about the air hostess. I don't think everybody can be wrong about somebody. I think the lady too needs some mental, I think she has a bit of issue with her mental health.
Oh, she could have just been having a bad day.
Excuse me, there were 8 people talking
and they were
about...
all on board?
No. There were different ones. There were 3 people that were on board who said that when you enter a plane, you greet the she didn't respond. So now nobody knows what she's going through because guess what? People are going through stuff.
Talking about not knowing how to switch your phone, I think it's important when we buy any device, including the phone,
I agree.
we're anxious to use.
Yeah.
But it's important to learn to read manuals.
Yes.
Especially the starting manual, which is power on and power off.
I agree.
Because the same problem you have,
Yeah.
we have the same kind of phone.
Yeah.
I actually encountered it. And I was very embarrassed because it
Yeah.
was in a meeting and I had to, find a way to kill the audio, to kill the phone. It wasn't working.
Okay.
I had to go back to read manual.
Okay.
And then I found out how to
So you're going to
turn it
teach
off.
me today.
No, you're going to pay for that education. You will pay me to teach you. But then, like you said, if you cannot switch off, there's a rule. Put it in a bag. That's not the time to watch movie.
When you get up.
And I tell them that if it was okay to watch movie just because you're on flight mode, why is it that when you're flying international flights, at the point of takeoff, the TV screen on
Everything
your
goes off.
Goes off. So that means it's not okay.
I have a funny story to narrate.
Okay.
And it involves another colleague. I will not call his full name. I'm sure he wouldn't mind, but I won't go there. So we're traveling for a trip. For work. We're traveling to work for work. And things got turbulent, and the air hostesses came out, made the announcements and whatever. And I think we had I don't know whether we were about descending. It's been a while now, so I've forgotten the details. But our phones were meant to be off.
And his was
And it
on.
was, I'm saying that the turbulence was so bad that people had entered prayer mode. People were shouting Jesus and all of this, and I was barely gripping on, and this big man, you can tell now, just big man, Oga, now brought out his phone and put it off. My colleague changed it for him quickly. He got up, he said, "Sir,
you're the cause
I
of
want to
problem.
respect you. Off that phone now." That is, he wasn't waiting for the air hostesses, air waitress waiting to come out. He said, "Sir, don't let me change it for you. Off that." That is, people were already in a panic. And the man was smiling and telling us something about flight mode. This guy said, "Now God I use, they beg you. Make you off that phone now." That is the way this colleague, he was looking like he would do something wrong to this guy. So people are tense, people are worried about being in the sky and everything. And that is when you choose to get saucy. Your phone no fee off. Drop it in your handbag.
Simple.
It's as simple as that.
It's all this thing of you cannot tell me what to do.
Yeah.
Do you know who I am?
Do you know who I am?
You know why? It's
When that thing happened and we got a flash of her really beautiful breasts.
Oh my God.
And now, because in the course of the scuffle
have
and
been hearing
everything,
this talk about
her
this
dress
matter.
got torn and
That's
everything.
not how it's called. It's called
Oh, really?
Don't call that.
So, whatever, Sha.
Kwam 2.
When Kwam 2, that's me, that's what I've been calling her. I've been calling her
No, it's Kwam 2.
Because Kwam 1 almost got beheaded by the wings, and then there's been a Kwam 3. So it's like the flex now is to climb plane and then go and
do all
make wahala
those,
there, as the case may be. You see, when that thing happened, I always use these things, anything that's trending, I use it as a teaching moment for my young people in the house. I say, see, learn to read the room. Yeah. Know when you are outnumbered. When you look here, you don't see anybody that will support you now to do trouble, to do fight.
I agree with you.
Mellow down. In that moment, even if that person is boy, yes sir, it's okay, no problem. Just leave that place in peace.
Yeah.
Pick your battles.
Pick your battles wisely. Read the room.
It's emotional intelligence.
You may be the president's child,
but
your bodyguards are not here. Mr. President is not here. First lady is not here. They are all far away.
Yes.
The people that are here right now can do nonsense to you.
True.
So just respect them now and move on in peace. That's all.
It's very important. Our topic today is mental health in our work environment, and if you want to understand what it means, especially for women, let's take a quick listen to a conversation I recently had with Senator Binta Masigarba. If it's ready, let's play this, then we continue with what we're discussing.
In the office, was supposed to be promoted. I got employed in 1991, precisely in New Nigerian newspaper as an advert officer. 2 of us. But after 7 years into it, there was a kind of a promotion. And the promotion came. I was promoted from level 7.4 to level 9.5. And my other colleague, being a man, was promoted level 15, acting 17, no, level 13, acting 15.
From
Then,
the same level, son?
exactly. I'm a very outspoken person. Very, I humble myself, but I don't keep things to myself. And I looked at myself and said, but what went wrong that I should? And I went and met my manager. He's late now. And he said, Binta, that's what the management says. I walked through straight to the MD. I went and I told him, I said, why the difference? We're on the same level. And he laughed. He said, he's a family man. And I said, am I not a family woman? You know? And ironically, the next month now, I was downgraded to level 8, step 5.
Because you complained.
I wouldn't know. And I told myself, I went home and I was telling my late husband, I said, look, something is wrong somewhere. But I won't take it. He said, what will you do? So I want to join politics. So how will you join politics? I said, as mouthy as I am, I can be dealt with. What about those women that cannot speak out? How will you want to start a politics? I said, I don't know, but I'm going into it. And he said, okay, you have my blessing. So I went to and I said, I'm resigning today. But to me, do I get angry on that? No. From the beginning, I was, because I was looking at, is it because I'm a woman that I've been dealt with like that? But again, it has to do with destiny. If it has not happened, probably I wouldn't have been where I am today.
All right, that's the story of how Senator Binta Mercy Garba joined politics. And a lot of people will tell you that they have, at one point or the other, had that experience. I don't know, have you had, you used to be a contractor, I don't know if you have stopped. And was there anything that had to do with your gender in discriminating or giving you?
Oh, yes. You see, one, I always tell people your dress mode was very, very key. Which office I was going to, my dress mode mattered. If I was going to see a northern person, I always used to wear native. If I was going to see either an Igbo or Yoruba person, I was a bit flexible. And I realized that from the gate, they think you're a prostitute as a woman. They treat you like trash. And it was a bit difficult, but because of the kind of upbringing I was brought up in a way that it really didn't matter. I always used to look at the bigger picture. So, you know, you can trash me outside, but when I get inside, I get the thing done. So I remember there was an experience. It was even an uncle. They were already waiting for me in the office for me to come and do the presentation. And when I got there, the guard first looked at me from bottom to, does Oga know you are coming? I said, yes, he does. Are you sure? All you these women, we no get work, you just the perambulate offices. So I said, can I fill the form? And because it was a visiting day, and the guy refused for me to fill a form. He said I couldn't see Oga. So guess what I did? The guard at that time is the boss. So instead of him to reduce me and for me to start exchanging words with him, I went back home. And the next thing I got a call and says, where are you? Why are you keeping us waiting? I said, no, I got to your office and this is what happened. And he said, okay, come back right away. Immediately I came back, the same guy that trashed me. Oh, madam, I'm sorry. It was not like that. You know, you should have just explained to me, blah, blah, blah. But guess what? I wasn't offended.
You took it to your
Why
stride.
was I not offended? When people give, what do you call it? When people do courses for, when they go for things, they teach the higher cadre.
Yeah.
And most of the time, the people that they're supposed to
From the gate.
do for trainings,
They don't train
they
them.
never do it.
Yeah.
So you now find out that these lower ones who are supposed to give you stuff, these people are the picture of organization, they have a mental problem.
You're the first contact.
And this is what I keep saying. When I was doing trainings, I used to tell them, why do you people keep training people who already know?
Yeah.
You go to the restaurant, it's the same problem. You go to the filling station, it's the same problem. Everywhere you go, most of the workplace I've gone to, there is a big, big, big problem. Something has to be done about it.
Something has to be done, and we're starting the conversation, and we'll take it to the bigger place. But I'm wondering, what are the ways women, get troubled, mentally speaking, in work environments? For me, I always believe that if you sort me out in my family, my workplace will be better. If my kids are troubled, my husband is troubled, my family is troubled, I really can't bring myself completely to the office, and somehow it will, interact, negatively with my productivity. I don't know, Coach, what's your take on that?
To be honest, when I started workplace mental health trainings for organizations, I remember the MDs would say, no, we don't have mad people here. Because when I started going to organizations and offering mental health, in fact, it was free mental health awareness programs, they would go like, no, we don't have crazy people here, because there's a misconception. Immediately they hear mental health, they think it's about psychosis, being mad. So first of all, again, mental health issues in the workplace doesn't have to just do with women. And for women, like you said, I remember when I started the trainings, I would insist on both work and life. They said, no, it's a workplace, we want workplace mental health. I said, auntie, uncle, there is no way a person will be productive. Performance will drop if they have problems at home.
At home, true.
In every workplace, there is always that one person. You say good morning, you say what is good about the morning?
Yes.
You are not the problem. He came with it from the house.
Yes.
So you cannot talk about workplace mental health and think that it's only going to be work. So what's the workload? What is it, a toxic work environment? Is it safe? Do you feel, it's also home. So teaching coping mechanisms to manage stress both at home and at work. They go hand in hand. And for women, one of the major problems women have in the workplace that affects their mental health has a lot to do with their gender, whether we like it or not.
Yeah.
Sexual discrimination,
harassment,
sexual harassment is so rampant. It's in fact now we just turn our faces away from it. In fact, there is hardly a woman. There is hardly a woman who can say she started her career and finished without one incident at least of sexual harassment or innuendos. Sometimes it's not outright, it will be just like innuendos, but these are real. Women face sexual harassment, not just at work, even in the market, in the taxi, everywhere. Women face it.
Somebody is asking you to come and buy something. Instead of you to say, a customer, come and buy, say, fine woman, Sissy, sweet 16,
my color.
My color.
Yeah. Or they won't touch you.
But
They even
excuse
touch
me,
you, actually.
well, even the taxi person says, if you say you're pricing, I'll shower.
Yeah.
So it's a normal. See, you see this thing there, and guess what? It's getting worse.
Yeah.
I think so. Edevan, you were going to add something to it about the workplace?
Yes, I think that harassment is very commonplace.
Yeah.
Very commonplace. I was going to say something about that, then Coach Didi spoke more on it. But then, you see, both for men and women alike, as you framed your question, whatever you're coming with from home plays a huge role in the quality of output you're able to deliver when you come to the workplace. Even if you own, in fact, if you own your own thing, it's even more difficult. Because if you're working for somebody else, within that period that you're down, maybe one or two other people can cover for you. But when you have your own thing, and your spirit is troubled as a result of some kinds of family issue, disputes with the husband, disputes, the children are being heady and all of that, your capacity to deliver becomes hampered.
Yeah.
So if you're able to, if God has blessed you to have the kind of family that don't go out of their way to rattle you, it's a huge blessing that people take for granted.
Yeah.
You don't have the kind of wife that will jump up and jack you because there's this thing she asked for that you haven't done in the last 3 weeks and no explanations. You don't have children that every two days your neighbors are coming to complain. Your child came to my house and stole something. Your child beat my neighbor's dog. And if you have, certainly there will always be friction. But as long as it is not the kind of friction that is deliberately engineered all the time, count your blessings, because you cannot have a perfect home to come from. Yeah. So don't go out of your way to look for things that are out of place, to rile yourself up.
Yes.
You already have enough on your table. So you also try to bring the best version of yourself, so that you get the best version from the people at home. Because some people come with frustration from the office and empty it on
at home.
whoever is in the house. Yeah. Then it becomes a vicious cycle, you know.
All right. When I add something, and you see the thing about for women, mental health in the workplace, you see for women it's different folds. Now, if a woman is attractive, intelligent, and her boss is a man, see, she has different problems, especially in the face of one. Her husband is uncomfortable.
Yeah. Yes.
He will give her problem at home.
Yeah.
Why must you travel for this trip with the boss and other colleagues?
Yeah.
It's a problem. The wife of the boss
is
a problem.
Oh my gosh.
Either she comes to harass you, or every time there's anything she doesn't that is there. Yes. The colleagues in the office.
Yes.
Anything you get, any promotion, any perks you get is because it's bottom power. So you see, it's different folds for a woman. This is the same job. If a man was doing it, nobody would bat an eyelid. But if a woman is doing it and she's attractive and she's good at it, she gets harassment from different corners. So I think this also affects women's mental health.
Yeah.
You have problems at home, you have problems at work, you have problems with the colleagues, there are problems everywhere. And again, you see, the thing about mental health in the workplace is, like Devon said, there is no way you can separate work and life.
Yeah.
For both men and women. So creating work-life balance, learning strategies to manage stress, and of course, practicing self-care is key.
Okay,
if I might add, so sorry to interject.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
I think sometimes some people are not, they're not being as emotionally intelligent as they should be. That boss of yours has a wife at home who may or may not be working. That is that same boss that will raise eyebrows if any male that is not her relative calls her at certain hours, will be the same person to call another person's wife at 10:30 in the night. Knowing fully that if his wife's boss were to call her at that time, it would be an issue. But he will call his staff 10:30, 11 p.m., 5 a.m. as he's getting out of bed. You understand? Yeah. So let's try to balance these things out. And by the time that happens 3, 4, 5 times, there's no man worth his salt that will not begin to feel like, at the very least, this boss of yours is an insensitive person. And sometimes, by the time these things begin to happen consistently, if you are the kind of person who is fearful, you begin to tell stupid lies. Maybe you are meant...
That wasn't even supposed to be.
Exactly. Yeah. Maybe you are meant to travel...
The kind of job you have.
Yeah. Maybe you are meant to travel with that boss, but because there's already tension, because of the odd hours he calls you, you lie and you say you are traveling with somebody else.
Yeah.
You guys don't have anything.
Or even you now begin to tell story to your office people why you can't travel, and it's just
it becomes very cumbersome. Some people you find that some people wind up putting saving demands name as something else, and by the time all these deceptions begin to pile up, because you are ordinarily a fearful person, the person in the house, by the time your person in the house,
your boss's name turns to mechanic, or plumber,
By the
time you start noticing all these small deceptions, you will begin to build a mountain out of a molehill. Whereas this person thinking that they are trying to manage the situation, then you have the bosses that will spend every waking moment praising one particular female in the office. It's not even about her looks.
Yeah.
You know, but if she's pretty, it now makes it worse.
Yeah.
You know, so the people in the house should also try. First of all, you need your person to go and hustle and bring that money.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry. Guess what? I just remembered what happened 2 Sundays ago. I'm sure they are watching me. I was coming back from church. The traffic light by PDP,
Where's
it
PDP?
switches on and off. 1 minute is go, 1 minute is stop.
Who say?
Yeah, no, Wuse Zone 1, Wuse Zone 5.
Yes.
So guess what? It was red, then then it was green. Then I drove past, and I think it changed immediately. I saw road safety coming. By Ibro Hotel, there is a pedestrian stuff, but I know that pedestrian stuff that has a stop tells me that it's a pedestrian stop. That place does not have stop. And I was in the car. I stopped because the light was red. There were 2 guys behind me who they stopped as well, and they interjected and said, I beat the traffic. I said, why would I beat that traffic and not beat this traffic? Please, sir, I didn't beat the traffic. And the guy opened the door, and one of them entered the car. And they started harassing me. I'm taking you to the office. I'm going to book you and all that. I said, I'm not going to teach you your job, but I'm trying to explain to you. All this while, when they were harassing me, the men who actually beat the traffic, they were palling them. And they now said, okay, we're taking you to the office. I said, fine, book me. Guess what happened? I was taken to the office. The 2 men
Well, allowed to go.
that beat the traffic, they let them go. I said, they are watching me. And when we got there, I was trying to tell, he said, you want to show us that you know the job more than us. I said, Oga, you see one thing, I come on air and I say everything about beating traffic. But you see, this happens in the police station. This happens in all these other organizations. They bully women because most of
They
the
bully
time,
everyone, actually.
these men too have, I think, we don't think that they have a problem. The issue is that they have a problem and they're not too comfortable. I will not tell you on air what they told me. I want to protect the organization. But I'm begging all these top bosses, you need to do the mental state
placement
of
for
people.
Coach Didi.
Coach Didi. See, Coach Didi has to do this
Thank you,
thing.
Jari.
We're taking this thing for, you see, we joke about it. That's why policemen just get angry. You don't give them 100 naira, they shoot you. This thing is not normal because we have phones now. Now, many people are wearing eyeglasses that they can record. So that's why we're seeing more of it now. We have to do something about it.
All right, mental health in our workplaces. I know that a lot of times that people get involved and they don't get to bring out their best because of the state of their health, and
Yeah.
it can come from diverse angles.
Yeah.
I also want to believe that if you have a boss, human beings are created differently.
Yeah.
We've all mentioned that, and we all have a different kind of wiring. Our speed is not the same.
Yeah.
Our ability to understand is not the same.
Yeah.
Constantly comparing somebody to another person can actually wire you wrongly.
But parents do it.
You know, both parents and in workplaces,
Yeah.
can't you see what this person is doing? And I keep saying we're not the same.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, and then at the end of the day, if you too, as a lady, as a man, but I'm more particular about women because this is a female forum, if you find out that there's something you're not doing right, I also think that you should take a stop and find out how can I improve myself. I know somebody I will constantly say, drop your phone when you're working. Reduce your talk time, reduce your social time so that you can sleep well. You know, not every night
balance.
you're clubbing.
Create a balance in
You
your
know,
life.
you sleep well, wake up well. That way, when you come to the office, you're better able to deliver.
Yeah.
And when you get that done, you're happy with yourself.
Yeah, true.
You cannot be in a meeting,
I agree.
you're on the phone constantly, and you expect that your boss will not shout at you.
He would.
At the end of the day, you now say, okay, this woman stresses me out. This man stresses me out. What role are you playing on your own, you know, to ensure that you're not insulted, you're not if you want to use the word bullied, but this time you're the one asking for it.
Yeah.
You know, because every organization, be it public, be it private, expects that its goal should be met.
Yeah.
And if you're not bringing to the table what you're supposed to bring, they are not going to be happy.
Yeah.
I work in an establishment where I can beat my chest and say, okay, I haven't had issues around that up until now, and I'm happy about it. But there are so many people who are working in different places that cannot speak the same. I also think that somehow there's something you too can do to ask or not ask for it. But then let's find out, just like me, if people are going through or not going through. Ehi, are you there? Let's see what you gathered yesterday.
I haven't been denied any opportunity because of my gender. For me, I think my gender has been a plus instead of a minus. Where I work presently, I'm the only female, and I love the inclusion. I love the fact that they ask for my opinion and they respect me and all that. I've also worked in an NGO before, and it's been amazing being a woman.
Yes, none like that. I've never lost any opportunity in my workplace because of my gender. I've never had that experience.
Yes, there was a time that I was trying to close a deal with a client, and though we were chatting, so the client did not know that I'm a woman or I'm a lady. So there's this information that is trying to pass across. I'm not really getting the information, so I had to like send a voice note back. So when I sent a voice note, the next thing I heard was, "Oh, you're a woman." I said, "Yes, I'm a lady." And the next was like, "Ah, do you have is your boss a man? That let me talk to your boss." There was a way though I closed the deal later, you understand, but like the way the man made me feel, it made me feel so little, you understand, like a lady cannot handle that kind of deal, or a lady cannot do what a man can do. I felt so bad. I was not like, "Sir, do you need a lady to attend to you?" You understand, like, do you need is it a lady that can close kind of deal? It was not like, "Ah, no, it's not discriminating, no, people just want to talk with my boss because he's the boss." I said, "No, anything I say is what my boss say, you understand, I'm the one representing him."
Because of my job, I haven't been denied any opportunity because I'm a woman. I mean, I work in a free society where men and women are equal, have equal opportunities for different tasks. No, I haven't.
I have certainly lost jobs because I'm female. I'm into interior design and furniture making. And most times when I chat up a client and they'll be like, "Oh," when I send a voice note or maybe we place a call, "Oh, you're a human." I wasn't expecting that. I'm usually used to dealing with men, and sometimes I don't get the deal, and sometimes cold feet, and that's it. So most times I do lose job. But then again, I could convince them with my portfolio and things I've done in the past, like pictures and videos, and then they might calm down. Other times, they'll just go radio silent on me. And that makes me feel sad because I'm I'm better than some people. I'm better than some men. So why don't I get the job just because I'm female?
Not really, because the world favors women already. It favors women more than men. So I'm always up pushing for any kind of job because I'm a woman. So I'm proud to be a woman. Even my next world, I'll still be a woman.
Okay, she said the word favors women, and I'm thinking, which word?
I don't know. Maybe the way she lives,
That's why I asked the
her
question.
world is different from the one I know.
I think
Because
there
it's
are
a men's
times when
world.
being a woman
They
pays
say it's a
off.
men's
No,
world.
there are, but
There
to
are.
say that the world favors
Favors
women,
women.
really?
No, I think it was just a man.
It's a man's world for
Well,
the
it depends on the kind of work she's doing.
She said the world
Yeah, okay.
favors women.
Guess what? Do you know that there's some landlords who don't allow women,
You're very
especially
correct.
single
Yeah.
women,
Very correct.
I experienced
Yes.
that when I was single.
single
you're very
women?
correct. They'll ask you,
Yes.
you know, where are you married?
Are you married?
It's actually there in the form.
Yes, you will feel it.
It's actually there
What
in the form.
has been married or being single has to do with you trying to pay to stay in a house.
I experienced that once, the last place I stayed
God.
before I got married.
Yes.
And incidentally, he turned out to be, I think he enjoyed my stay. I ended up staying there for 3 years. And of all the landlords I've stayed with, I never had any problem with any landlord anyway, but I came to enjoy him too. But initially, his worry was, you're single.
Too many men.
Yeah, but
You're an attractive lady. He had a fear that men would come here and fight. I said, sir, my current schedule, yeah, you will be the one begging to see me because I travel so much. I'm 2 weeks out, 2 weeks in, 2 weeks, and the 2 weeks I'm in, I'm still going to work. When I come back, I just want to rest. Yeah? So the chances of 2, 3 men coming to fight over me is slim to zero. First of all, I don't even have that kind of lifestyle. Then I'm not a party kind of person. That was another thing. You bring your friends to come and make noise in the house. You bring different people to come and squat. I said, sir, just try me. If we have any of these things, you have the option now of kicking me out.
You know,
I know it's a family. In his own case, where you have these issues most is when the landlord is living on the premises as well.
I will not live with the landlord.
So this was a family compound, so to speak, and I was staying in the back wing that we normally call BQ.
Yeah.
I stayed in similar arrangement in Asokoro. Beautiful, no issues.
I didn't have that.
I've never
But you see, if your landlord,
twice I had and twice
if your landlord
I
thinks about that, what of men who are married to multiple women and they fight in that place?
No, but you discover that such a person will probably not want to give out his property to somebody who's a polygamist.
But they're giving.
I don't know.
So you see,
I think it's a moral thing.
Okay.
But for example, the first instance you gave an example of women who go to offices to look for jobs.
Yes.
It's a common belief.
Yeah.
Abuja big girls.
Yeah.
So it's natural. It's very common for people to assume. As a woman, you know, you are not given benefit of doubt. You have to prove yourself.
Yeah.
You are not like the rest.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think it's something we're all used to now.
Yes.
That's why I said the girl, I don't know the wall she's coming from. So she said if the women are already favored. But then a lot of people are writing in, and I know we're streaming live via at NTA Network. Go to Instagram, go to Facebook, go to YouTube. You'll see us there live, and you can send your message. And we have this one says to solve mental health issues in the workplace and to make women more productive. Every organization should have policies and ethics and relationships guarding them to help the vulnerable ones. This coming from Ihe Okonye. And you didn't tell us where you're writing from. Let's take one more. And someone says here, mental health is a phenomenon needed in education as a student can share more on it. And it says Eva Eso Edo State. Well, I don't know what this means. It's a phenomenon needed in education. Well, I just know that in talking about women and mental health, one of the things that happen, women who are productive in workspace are also productive at home. You know what I mean? Where biological mothers were reproducing. And if you have gone through that process and out, you will know that given work and children, women will always choose their children. And if you want to get, if you want to get a woman's attention to yourself, you will have to also get the attention of the children. So I'm talking about, you know, offices where you have, you know, mothers with young children without crèche, without daycare, without a place where mothers can go and breastfeed, for instance.
Talking about mothers and all of that, do you know that in Abuja, private business owners in a certain sector, they hire you the minute they discover you're pregnant, they're sacking you.
Yes, they do.
It's a lie.
Yes.
Do you know any company?
They will. It's mostly private schools.
Private schools?
Yes, especially at primary level, primary and secondary. In many primary and secondary
schools.
schools,
Because they have to pay you for those.
People have complained, you know, they'll be paying you while you're absent.
Yeah, while you're absent.
So they don't do it and wrap it around your pregnancy. But you just find that the same crime that other people got away with, you got sacked for.
Yeah.
And it becomes too much of a coincidence by the time 3, 4, 5 women are losing work as their pregnancy is advancing or as they're in the middle of a difficult pregnancy and things like that.
You know, I would ordinarily think that if I'm a teacher in primary school and it's private school, the school should be happy to keep me because that's one more people added.
No, it
will take about 3 years before that child brings money in.
That's the problem. You see, like when I used to do contracts, I realized that I always put an extra effort because when you're even having a meeting with the person giving you the job, you know, he keeps going on and on. Are you sure the production is going to be this? Production is going to be this? Production is going to be this? So from that mindset that I had, I put it in everything I do because everybody thinks that this lady is just good looks. She's not going to produce well. And that's why I never used to make much profit then because I wanted them to see my job as being good so that it's easier for them when they're discussing to say, you know what, that lady did a good job. I need her to come back.
You know, I was actually saying that it's important that we learn to keep mother and child together. Organizations should have a nursery
Creche.
set of
Yeah.
or crèche where I can go in,
Many
breastfeed,
places have it too.
you know, where I can, you know, pick the children back from school and, you know, keep them there safe while I still do my job. You know, it's important because it helps us to think, okay, my child is safe, because a lot
Yeah.
of times parents are thinking about their children and it's very distracting. And when they think there's a problem, I recall once I was in
Mothers
this,
particularly are
mothers
thinking about
particularly,
the
yes,
kids.
mothers particularly. And I know that talking about mothers, something happened not too long ago in our, you know, police force, and recently some people got promoted. And a lot of backyard talks, you know, got into it. And I tried to get the AIG because I know she's a gender balanced person and very in charge of it and doing well. Director, can you get the AIG for us? I would like to hear her bits about that. All right. Okay. Yeah, she's there. Good morning, ma'am. Thanks for joining us.
Good morning. Thank you for having me this morning.
All right. And how are you people enjoying your promotion?
We are good. We are doing very well.
Okay, I need you to speak to this, which we've been talking about. I don't know if you've been following up with us. There's a whole lot of talk about, let me say it the way it is, bottom power for women. You know, it's going on everywhere, and I know that recently I've heard a bit of it too in your direction. You're in charge of the gender in the police force in Nigeria here. What's your take on it?
Thank you very much. I think this is very, very sad. And it is not just about in the police, actually. It's happening all over, in all space. And for me, if I don't know if you've seen my the press release that we did on behalf of all the women police. It is very unfortunate that each time a woman is recognized for her either outstanding performance, or for her competence, nobody looks at it that she's competent enough to be where she is. It is being attached to her sexuality. And what we're saying is that we're saying, no, that is not correct. Now, if you see what happened last month, that's this last promotion that we're talking about. Is it some few weeks back anyways? There were more than 37 police officers that were promoted, both men and women. And sadly, this particular group of people went about to say, and particularly picked women, and said, oh, they were promoted because they were sleeping around with A, B, C, D. And I think it's most unfortunate. If you're going to look at any particular thing, look at it holistically without, say, attributing it to the gender. Why didn't you look at the 30 men that were also promoted alongside with the women? Now, in the Nigerian police, we have about two categories of promotion. One is number of years, at least, that you've spent on a particular rank, you get promoted. And the second one is maybe we have also what we call accelerated. It's all in civil service that you can be qualified for accelerated promotion based on your outstanding performance. If it is being recognized by the Inspector General of Police and the management, they recommend you to the Police Service Commission. And they don't do that for only women. Now, let's assume all the 37 were men, what would they have said? So we are saying no, that do not attribute our sexuality to being recognized in the side for an outstanding performance, or for being promoted, or for sitting in a particular position. Not just Nigerian police force, I mean, in all space of life.
My question again would be, if I get sexually, harassed because of, or maybe that kind of side talks about my growth or whatever, Your table as the head of gender-based violence, can I come and have a complaint and perhaps with evidence? Perhaps I have the promotion and my colleagues are talking things that are not true. Can I report to you? Will I seek litigation? Will I get redress?
Yeah, absolutely. Yes, you can. Why not? You can charge that person for defamation of character. As long as you have evidence to show that that person has been harassing you, it is an offense by law. Definitely, yes, we do that.
All right, let's take more questions from here. This person says discrimination against women is common in the northern part of Nigeria where the landlords deny single girls property rent. It is because of their lifestyle. Their lifestyle generally. My name is Beauty from Bauchi State. I don't know, but we'll keep taking more. Good morning. I support what you're saying. My name is Idam Amadi Chukwu Dubem. All right, thank you very much for that. I'd like to know, AIG, I'm going back to you. Yeah. Some organizations do not really have, peculiar rules to guide and protect the women. Are there things women can do to ensure that peculiarities of women are taken care of? For instance, the setting up of nursery, like I said, and then some people, Devon just told us that they find a way to dismiss you just because you're pregnant. Are they trying to pause creation? Can I go to your office to complain?
Yeah. As I said, once you feel that your fundamental right is violated, this is an offense against the law, against the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. And then on these issues of women and other agencies, already that we have the Constitution, of course, of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. We also have the gender policy, the national gender policy, which each agency is expected to domesticate in their various organizations. The Nigerian police, for instance, the Inspector General of Police launched the Nigerian Police Gender Policy. We had a gender policy already. Nigerian Police was the first institution that domesticated the National Gender Policy way back in 2010. And we reviewed this policy, and it was launched last year, 2024, June 2nd to be precise. And that one is guided a lot of issues that we have to ensure that the Nigerian police is a gender responsible organization, equal opportunity institution. These are all the issues that are being incorporated into the gender policy.
Okay, gender policy you're talking, very okay. I'd like to know, are you doing anything, maybe a kind of outreach beyond what you and I are doing now, perhaps reaching organizations on how to protect the female gender? Because at the end of the day, it's the organizations that will benefit regards to the mental stability of the women and productivity. Are you carrying out a campaign? Are you doing an outreach organization by organization, or do you have such plans?
We do have such plans, and we're also doing, at least to a certain extent, sometimes we organize programs for women, engaging communities, and so on and so forth, both at the state level, zonal level, and also at the first headquarters. We have had calls to celebrate, maybe during the 10-year and 16 days of activism. We come up with programs from the Nigerian Police Force. And since the inception of, the coming in of the current Inspector General of Police, IGP Kayode Adeolu Egbetokun, he has been very intentional when it comes to gender issues. And he has opened up a lot of opportunities for us to come out and then be able to have this community engagement to reinforce community trust with the police. And I also want to announce that the IG also is currently preparing seriously to celebrate 70 years of women in policing in Nigeria. Wow. The first set of women were enlisted into the Nigerian police in 1955. And this year is 2025. That makes it 70 years. And preparation is in top gear. IG is very intentional about it to come out and showcase the contributions of women in policing in Nigeria, especially right from the pioneer women that were enlisted in those years, where the only role that was given to women police was maybe telephone operators, controlling traffic for children, escorting children to school, and so on. Today, the policewoman that is carrying rifle and going into full operation. So I think it's worth celebrating, and the IG is very intentional about that.
We're giving you thumbs up. I mean, we've
Thank
come a
you.
long way. 70
Yeah.
years
Thank
is
you.
not,
It's
like
not
we
a
say,
joke.
moi moi. It's not moi
but
moi
even
at all.
the military has changed. You
Yes.
know, before they used to give them just nursing and catering.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, but
Times
now
have changed.
Yeah, times have changed.
Yes, times have changed.
It's beautiful to hear that,
Yes.
really.
And you know, we're also working on the, you know, previously the Police Act and Regulation, there are a lot of sections of the Police Act that are gender discriminatory, and the IG has taken that responsibility of ensuring that all those gender discriminatory sections of the police regulation are being expunged from the Police Act.
Fantastic.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
You know, so a policewoman can be anywhere and do anything
Yes.
as long as it's
She's
legit
competent.
and she's competent.
Absolutely.
You know, what it
Absolutely.
goes back to what we're talking about. You know, a lot of times women too, we cry woe when there's no wolf. You know, we know we're not capable of doing something, and I still insist that as women, you should train extra. I always use our Nigerian children who are outside, you know, conquering. Every Nigerian person in most foreign country contributes so much because they understand that where they are coming from is not all roses. Sure. And even if it were, there are thorns to circumvent before they pick up the rose. So they work extra for the glory of their fatherland. So as women, we multitask naturally. So I believe that we should not stop somewhere and think, okay, our gender can get us through, just like the last person in the Vox Pop mentioned. No, it's you working hard.
Okay. That's why I used myself as an example that in every job that I've been given, I go the extra mile to prove a point.
That's a good one. Thank you.
And I think organizations should be conscious of creating healthy work spaces, make it an open door policy where you have your staff able to talk to you, emotional and intelligence trainings from the gatekeepers to the organs at the top, mental health awareness trainings. Then there's also something called the Employee Assistance Program. It's supposed to be, most organizations should have it, and then of course again, empowering HR. Okay. HR should be taught tools on mental health first aid, on positive psychology, because they are the engine room of the organization.
All right, Devon?
I would like to talk to family. Let's see how we can help those that go out and work so that they are not coming back to face silly little squabbles.
Very important. All right, what's your final advice to Nigerians on ensuring that they protect themselves and work better in their environment in terms of their mental health?
Well, I'm not a mental health expert. You know that Coach G is there to talk about mental health. I'm a policewoman, but of course, mental health is very, very important. We have to have a good environment to work so that we can have a good mindset. A good mental health to be able to do well. But then when you talked about this, I'm very interested in that investing in yourself. Each time, improve on yourself. I tell my women that if at the end of the day, you are not able to at least update your CV every 6 months, that means you have added value to yourself every 6 months. Some people can spend 2-3 years, they have not even touched their CV. Then I think you are not living.
All right, thank you very much. It's important to update yourself. We enjoy good mental health facility here. My department, my directorate actually, I call it the female, the women ministry of arm of NTA because it's from top to
bottom.
Yeah. It's women, and we support ourselves really.
Yes.
You know, which is what I want to advise. If there are women in offices, help to support yourself. Don't pull her down. Pull her or push her up. Which is what we do here. When we have our issues, we're always there for each other, which is why we call ourselves NTA family. And on behalf of NTA family, it's ciao, ciao.
Bye.